Hello, everybody, and indeed, welcome to the ChicagoTonyV show. I'm ChicagoTonyV. Right on the nose, it is 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The stupidest time for me to be streaming on Reddit. Well, what can I say? I'm a morning person. Can't help myself. I'm usually done by 7 p.m. That's about as late as it goes for me. As a matter of fact, I was up this morning, 2:30 in the morning. 2:30 in the morning. Not a very good cure for loneliness in this time of COVID hysteria. Goblin George says, "Good morning, Tony." Good morning, George. Good job being the first commenter. Are we starting to feel like clockwork? Are you guys starting to come to expect the ChicagoTonyV show? This weirdness that has happened out of nowhere through Reddit? Are you guys starting to lean on me? Because I don't know if it's a good idea to count on a guy like me or not. I'm not sure. But I guess so far I've been very consistent. I have thoughts on expanding out or trying some different time slots. I'm also dying to try taking calls. I experimented a couple of weeks ago with taking a couple of calls, and Vincenzo and I decided, all right, we gotta switch up some equipment a little bit and go with this a different way. So I know you can't see this; you'll just have to use your imaginations. But I am already surrounded by equipment that I do not understand, some of which I'm afraid of, some of which is probably broadcasting 5G right into my thick skull, unbeknownst to me. Don't all the devices now, don't they use this Wi-Fi stuff? Any electronics now, when I buy it, it'll spy on me, right? And report back to whatever, the government, the deep state, whatever it is. It'll put a little 5G in my brain, make me a little confused, which I definitely, if the goal is to get me a little confused, mission accomplished. I don't know how they're doing it, but mission accomplished. I'm definitely kind of confused. But it's good to see everyone. Goblin George, do you expect it now? You've been on a couple of times. You know what the routine is. I'm trying to be all loosey-goosey. I'm excited to I've been on RPAN. I talk a lot about, I just love to sift through RPAN because it reminds me of the old cable access days. And so when I'm feeling blue, when I'm feeling lonely, I will flip on RPAN. Goblin George says, heck yes, it's how I get going in the morning. Cha-ching, music to my ears. I still can't tell you why I'm doing this. But I'm glad you're getting something out of it, George. That's great. What a world, huh? Whatever this Alzheimer's or brain tumor, whatever's making me do this, you're getting a little benefit out of it. Hey, let's sip a little coffee together, and we're gonna get through this together. Bing. So I leaf through RPAN. It's great. Sometimes this is horrible, but sometimes I'll even do it at a stoplight. That probably means I'm getting addicted to my phone, right? And I love RPAN because I never know what's coming next. I had Moneypenny post, I think, to Twitter about this. Within the last 24 hours, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's up yet or not. But something to the effect of, I love RPAN because I never know what's coming. As a matter of fact, good segue. Let me see. I took a picture. RPAN is tremendous. There's just goofs like, I mean, practically everyone's a goof. But then there's musicians, there's video gamers, which to me, just for me, this is me and I'm old, right? But those to me are the real lost souls. The guys that just sit there and play, do a whatever, flight simulator, and think to themselves, you know what? There are people out there on Reddit who really need to watch me do this. And they're probably right. But anyway, so I was on RPAN, and isn't she beautiful? Beautiful. I thought this was definitely an attractive young gal. Playing banjo. She was in Slab City in the desert. So I'm watching her play banjo on RPAN. And then she started to sing. And it turns out she was a he. Deeper voice than me. Deeper voice than me. I can see RPAN disconnected for a second. Maybe it was because I was trashing this banjo-playing tranny. Which, not that there's anything wrong with that. I feel for people that... I can't imagine what it must be like to... From what I understand... They get it in their head that, whatever, I was born the wrong sex or with the wrong parts or whatever. I can already sense myself getting into quicksand. This could very easily break bad. But anyway, so a banjo-playing transsexual, right? That's what I found on RPAN the other day. Let's see what else is going on in the comments. Brad McEwen, I like your hat. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it. JC for Brew. Morning, Tony. Morning, JC. Good to see you. Top of the morning. Jackie Gleason, where is Atlas? Yes. A few weeks ago, this will be in the ChicagoTonyV trivia game for big money at the end of the year. I told the story of I was buying a vacuum cleaner from a door-to-door salesman, and the kid totally had me. Great sales kid. And right before I made the sale, I was gonna buy. Says, you know what? You remind me of Jackie Gleason. I said, get the fuck out of my house. And then I stopped. I said, no, I'm just kidding. He said, I bought the vacuum cleaner anyway. Yeah, she is cute, right? Right, Patty Daddy Patio? I can't say your name. Yeah, she was cute. Very jarring. It does something to the brain when someone like that speaks and has a very deep voice. I'm sorry that I was frozen for a while. You look like Bob, says the Gaming Trove. I don't know who Bob is. Let's see. Patio Daddy-o. Patio. Creepy. I assume you're talking about the banjo-playing tranny. It is a little creepy. YHS, good morning to you from across the pond. Good to see you. So yeah, I love watching RPAN. You never know what you're gonna get. But what I noticed, and as already stated, right, I keep some strange hours. I wish I could sleep. I wish I could sleep. That would be nice. What a concept. But I don't. So sometimes I'm on RPAN in the middle of the night. Well, turns out some people also who can't sleep just fire up RPAN and start broadcasting about whatever. Obviously, usually one of the main topics is I can't sleep, right? Why someone would feel the need to broadcast that, I don't know, but it's still kind of fun. You can't miss with RPAN. You could flip on. There was a show a few weeks ago, cooking show, where the cameras were not pointed at cooking. They had the cameras messed up. And one of the cameras was just sitting, pointing to the corner of the kitchen with nothing. Linoleum floor, wall, nothing. I watched for like 5 minutes. The hell does that say about me? 5 upvotes. 5 upvotes. I'm doing good on the Reddit game. I gotta pump the score way up though. 5. I scored like 143 last week. I was hitting threes everywhere. Anyway, these nighttime RPAN people. I started to see a theme crop up over and over, which is I'm depressed. And I mean, you didn't have to hear 5-10 words from some of these people, and it's like, yeah, you're in rough shape. And those are the moments where it's like, I wish I could talk like right now. Instead of, I suck at typing. I never touch my computer unless I absolutely have to. And some of these people that are having problems, it's like, you want to talk to, I wish that you were in the room. I wish we were over the phone. I wish we could talk, because it's never as bad as it seems. Never as bad as it seems. There was one, oh my God. I got to get a couple RPANs on the record. There was one, this girl had the headphones with the little microphone in the cord, and she was whispering into it. And I think it was kind of sad. Like, I think she was like afraid of a boyfriend or something who was in the other room. I mean, it was, sometimes you get on and it's jarring, right? I remember a few weeks ago, watching a couple just smoke like a shopping cart full of weed. They just kept rebroadcasting and just smoked weed all day. That used to be kind of jarring to me just because I'm not a drug guy, but it's like now, whatever. The other RPAN that was hilarious, but again, with this thread of people who are a little depressed or whatever, there was a kid laying in his bed, streaming on RPAN. I didn't watch long enough. I hadn't been watching long enough to understand what really his point was, or what he was doing, or what he was talking about. But his mother enters the room off camera. Go to bed! This kid jumped to attention, went to his phone. It was freaking hilarious. You just never know what you're going to see. I love it. YHS asks, why can't you sleep? I don't really know. I don't know. It's horrible. You know what? I got to exercise. This Reddit shit is not, it's not very calorie burning. I walk my gigantic brown dog, and that gives me a little bit of exercise. I have found out that actually my dog will wrestle. There's something in the brain of a dog, of a big dog, who wants to mix it up a little bit. She will wrestle. We were trying to pin each other the other day. I got hair all over myself. It was disgusting. The gaming trove. Oh, I have to go. My sister is ready for the second round. Okay, whatever that means. Without the accessories, I don't know if I could call male or female for you. I assume you're still talking about the banjo guy, Patio. Who knows? Hello again, due to the Ducks, one of my favorite Reddit names. Good to see you. He says, how's it going, Tony? Reddit jogging due to the Ducks. Yeah, I've seen the jogging guy. Apparently he's lost a lot of weight, right? President Wolf says, I like your style, my friend. Thank you, President Wolf. I appreciate it. So as I said, I see this trend on Reddit. A lot of depressed people. And you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Because the world is losing its shit. right? The steering wheel is no longer connected to the car. And don't drag me in. I'm not talking politics today, people. I'm going to talk dick jokes, drink coffee, and whatever. But so last night, I said, I think, in a stream within the past week or so, I said one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to rewatch all the old Columbos. Peter Falk, Columbos. I set a goal. It's not a very lofty goal, is it? Again, not very calorie burning. So last night I was chipping away, and I did not take it in succession. I've jumped around, but these Columbos are on Amazon Prime, which I hate myself. Trust me, I hate myself for having any of that, whatever, TV, streaming shit. You wouldn't believe how long I held on to getting TV via broadcast. I'm not kidding. It was like last year that I finally made the switch. And the reason I finally switched, what I used to do, I had rabbit ears on my TV until last year, out of principle, because I'm old enough to remember when television was like 5 channels, and that's what's normal. That's what's normal. I would argue even that is still abnormal. But 5 channels, right? The human brain can kind of handle 5 channels. But when you, what is it now? I don't know. 50? Or limitless? With this streaming shit, isn't that what it is now? Limitless? That's what it is. It's not natural. So I still used rabbit ears. And so I got my TV over broadcast. I could see my whatever, CBS, ABC, NBC, blah, 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 Fox. And then whatever obscure, there was always a couple obscure channels. There was always an Espanol channel or 2 if I wanted to brush up on my Espanol. And that's it. And when the world switched over to digital, guess what? A lot of people didn't know this, but they would broadcast in digital too. So I could still use my rabbit ears. I had to get a different set of rabbit ears. They're like, we quit on analog. We quit. So the old rabbit ears wouldn't work anymore. Switched to digital. It still worked. I still got TV over the ears until last year, when finally they just fucked it up so bad. I think on purpose. I could not get reception. And the only thing I really ever would turn on the TV really to do was to watch NFL football. That's it. And when I couldn't watch that anymore, it's like, oh shit, all right. Now I gotta face the music. So I'm watching Columbo. Yeah. Oh, just one more thing, Goblin George says. Just one more thing. That's it. You can see it coming a mile away, and it's still lovely. YHS has, Tony, have you been to Vegas? You seem like a character that would fit right in. I love Vegas. I've been to Vegas several times. It's been a while. I love Vegas. I used to go, my Vegas deal, and this is just how I'm wired. I wanted to go find the most shit casino, the most old school. I want to go gamble where there's like cigarette burns on the tables. There's vinyl chairs from the 1980s. I want to go where they haven't cleaned the carpet in 5 years. And at least there used to be, I don't know if it still exists or not, because it's probably been 5 years since I've been to Vegas. The Barbary Coast was that place. The Barbary Coast. It was on the main strip. This little shit smoky, decrepit casino that I loved to go to. That's what I loved. I don't like the glitzy, flashy ones. I'll never forget. I'm with a buddy at the Barbary Coast. And I mean, we're playing blackjack for we played almost 25 or 24 hours straight. We sat at the cigarette burn table with the vinyl chairs for 24 hours. Finally, it's like, dude, I'm starving. I'm about to fall over. Now, the Barbary Coast had a little breakfast in there, or a restaurant. I says to my buddy, watch this. I call the pit boss over, whatever you call that guy. I was like, dude, set us up. We wanna eat breakfast. Set us up. Let's go. I want it all comped. I had never sat in the restaurant at the Barbary Coast. But I knew it was going to be a dive diner, so I was looking forward to it. So the dude, absolutely, sir. He gets he writes up, give us the comp thing. There you go, have fun. When you're done, please. I tell you, we'll hold your tables for you. Or your table. Just go have a nice breakfast, right? So we go into the restaurant, have a breakfast. I give him my VIP. This breakfast isn't going to cost me a plug nickel. Thank you, sir. Blah, blah, blah. I still gave a tip. I've always been a big tipper. We decide we're not going back to the table. We got to go to the hotel. We're about to fall over. Walk out of the street. I happen to turn around. And on a sign above the Barbary Coast restaurant, it says, all you can eat breakfast, $1.99. $1.99. Clem Fandango, what do you keep looking at? Clem, I'm surrounded by fucking technology that I don't understand. It makes me nervous. And I think also, I'm trying to think. Never heard those being called rabbit ears due to the duck. Seriously? It's kind of surprising. Yeah, maybe you're a lot younger than me. YHS, I'm from the UK, but I go twice a year. Meet you there. I love a dive too. Dude, if we could get a Chicago... I was thinking about this. I'm not kidding. I'm a big thinker. ChicagoTonyV cruise. We got to do a ChicagoTonyV cruise. We got to do a Vegas trip. That could be the shit. Dior Noir says it's closed. Vegas is closed, and I'm not surprised. We're no longer allowed to have fun. No fun. We are all bioweapons. We must stay apart. It turns out people don't have immune systems anymore, but maybe that'll all turn around. And if so, let's all go to Vegas. Let's do a cruise. YHS says Freedom Street and the odd charcuterie that are there is my second home. You just laid a word on me that I don't know. Pappy says loving Vegas is a sign of ignorance. Yeah, you're some sort of troll, right? With a long name with a lot of Y's and a lot of D's in here. Yeah, you're some sort of troll dude, aren't you? Anyway, so I want to get back to, I think I was, so there's all this despair, right, that I'm seeing on RPAN. There's despair. And last night I watched, it's season 6, episode 1 of Columbo. Season 6, episode 1. I wrote down the title of the episode. It's called Fade Into Murder. I'm sure it was difficult naming all the Columbo episodes because it's all the same story. Someone murders someone, and then Columbo figures it out. But what is key to this episode is William Shatner starred in this episode. And I've never been a huge Shatner fan. I couldn't get into Star Trek. I don't get it. It's a little too cheesy for me or whatever. But I had seen enough Shatner to know, like, yeah, he's clearly a character. You know, there's something to the guy. He's kind of got this goofy mojo and it's kind of fun and everything. Well, I'm telling you, I want you all to put on your to-do list, except for this Pappy guy. I want you all to put on your list. Watch Season 6, Episode 1, starring William Shatner. This is the best portrayal of a bad guy I have ever seen. It was riveting. I could not take my eyes off of William Shatner. It was ridiculous. You gotta see, I can't even really put into words this portrayal. Here's how good it was. I'm gonna watch it again today. I'm gonna watch it again today because I need to see this performance again. Now, something I noticed last night when I was watching it is Peter Falk, I'm convinced in some of the scenes, was about to lose it just with what William Shatner was putting down. He was about to break character because he was so overwhelmed by this performance he was watching. You gotta watch this episode. If you have Amazon Prime, flip it on. And this is not the silver bullet for all of our problems. You know, for just the crazy world that we find ourselves in right now. This is not the silver bullet. This is not the answer. However, for today, it is. This will get you through today. You've got to watch this performance. Shatner. I didn't get him. I didn't understand Shatner until I watched this thing. So Lazard, very good Lazard, 2014 Indy 500 in the background. Very good. Yes, this is Dario Franchitti. What I like about this particular photo is this was Dario Franchitti's third win. His third win, so he's already in rarefied air. And he is looking back, and I kind of like that. He was very good friends with Dan Weldon, who had won the previous year. Dan Weldon won his second Indy 500. And in between that Indy 500 and the one that is pictured behind me, Weldon died at a race in Las Vegas. Now, it just so happens I was at that race in Las Vegas, and it also just so happens that I was hanging out with all the drivers, Weldon included, the night before. So that was very, very surreal for me. So I always like that particular picture of this Dario win because it's kind of like he's looking back up in the sky at Dan Weldon. This was also a terrific race. This was a fight to the death, practically, between Takuma Sato, one of my favorite drivers. Little yellow Japanese driver. Terrific. He just won last year. Sato was duking it out with Dario Franchitti right up to, there was 2-3 laps to go. Sato tried to force his way in turn one. I believe, he just tried to squeeze out Franchitti. and their tires touched, and Sato threw it into the wall. It caused a yellow, and then the rest is history. President Wolf says, "You're an interesting guy." Thank you, President. YHS asks, "Are you involved in motorsports somehow?" No, I'm not. Other than just being a fan. I've just been a huge fan. I went down. My first Indy was 1986. Bobby Rahaal's win. And I came down to Indy for the cheese fry business. I was trying to get all the cheese fry business at the track. I came down from Chicago. And just the week I was down here just trying to get some traction, no pun intended, I was watching practice, I was hanging out, and totally fell in love with it. Totally fell in love with it. And I've been coming back ever since. And the rest is history. Never got the cheese fry business, by the way, but I've always come back to the track every month of May. Except for last year. No comment. What a shit show last year was. Sir Belladontis says, "Like the shades." Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. 15 minutes left. Liakal says, "Did you just call a Japanese guy yellow?" No way. That does not sound like me. YHS asks, "Formula One." You know, I've tried to get into Formula One. So in Indianapolis, they started hosting a Formula One race. I think they called it like the U.S. Grand Prix. They started doing that, I don't know, maybe I'll just take a guess, let's say 2005 or so. And I would come to Indy for that too, because it's like, hey, open wheel, you know, tons of history in Formula One. And I tried. I did not see a single pass. The first race, I did not see a single pass. Not a single pass. It's like, I don't know, how can there be a race where no one passes? I thought, okay, well, that must be weird. Like that, you know. So the following year, I came back. I said, surely there must be something to this, because all these European people were traveling to Indianapolis from around the globe. They're coming from South America, they're coming from Europe, etc., to watch this race. Why would they come to see a race where there's no passing? It didn't make any sense to me. So I went back the next year. I'm pretty sure I did not see a single pass, but let's say maybe I saw a pass within like the first couple laps. After that, bupkis, nothing. I don't get it. So, you know, now finally they stopped having it, because I think this Pappy Dappy guy, maybe are you an Insane Clown Posse fan? The Insane Clown Posse guys have been, yeah, I will, how do I block this fine fellow? Let's see if I can, I don't know, this MacBook Pro shit. Anyway, can I do that afterwards? Can I block this Pappy Dappy guy? It looks like I can't do it in RPAN. Sir, you could have had years of really brotherhood and sisterhood in the ChicagoTonyV show. But you're being a dick. Everyone else can figure that out. Try F1 again. It's changed a lot thanks to, oh, maybe. Is there even a Formula One race in the States? I mean, I would try it again. I'm up for it. I love racing. I tell you what I did last year. I went to a dirt track race in Gas City, Indiana. How's that for the name of a racing town? Gas City, Indiana. Dirt track racing is terrific. It's fabulous. This is a sport. I think I said it the other day or a couple weeks ago. This is a sport where the drivers and the fans are equally crazy. Everybody's crazy. Because at these dirt track things, you could get injured as a fan easily, no problem. You literally get pelted in dirt. I sat way up in the stands at this track in Gas City, and I took dirt to the face all night. Thank God I wear glasses, or I could have gotten an eye injury. Everyone at the track is crazy. The drivers and etc. They're all crazy. I can't wait to go back. It's a sport as well, specifically dirt track. It's kind of interesting. I don't even know how you do this or how this is allowed, but they decided, if I remember correctly, they all decided we're not going to follow any of the guidelines. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to keep going to races. We're going to keep racing. We're going to keep letting people in the stands. We're not going to, we're not going to mess with them. And it's like, how do you do that? I've heard it said that all these rules are just suggestions, but let's not go political, everybody. In other news, by the way, just as an aside, I've said on the show several times that I'm interested in taking phone calls. I'm interested in taking phone calls, and I have some equipment coming. It's supposed to be here today. Now I gotta wait for Vincenzo to set it up for me. But who knows? It could be cool. YHS says F1 is at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. No kidding. What time of year does that go? What time of year, YHS? And by the way, I mean, yeah, the ChicagoTonyV group, all three of us, we could go to we could do a race. We could time it for a race in Vegas too. Assuming they ever let society come back and do stuff together. Mike 420B says the family from Jersey says hello. Well, right back at you, Mike. When you say the family, are you talking, paisans, etc.? What exactly are you talking? Are you referring to my alleged, for entertainment purposes only, history with the outfit? Or are you Credit Union Guy 1? Hi from the sticks, Batavia. Oh man, it's getting out there by the Fox River. It's amazing. When I was growing up, that area, I mean, it was the sticks. Maybe you could still say that it's the sticks today, but Jesus, I can remember when anywhere west of the Fox Valley Mall, which is technically that's Aurora, Illinois, I think. Anything west of the Fox Valley Mall was nothing, man. Farmland, nothing. And I can remember what a big deal it was to go to the Fox Valley Mall. And so Batavia is further west of that. So that really was the sticks. Oh, Mike 420. So you're okay. Well, hello back. Good to see you. The Joliet fam checking in this morning. Joliet. Reminds me of Joliet Jake. I bought an ambulance right outside of Joliet once for a that's a heist story I gotta tell maybe someday. Benny the Bat said hello back to Benny. Ale Guy 901, come down to Joliet and see the Collins State Prison, Blues Brothers. I rewatched the Blues Brothers just the other day. Can you tell I've had nothing to do? I'm lonely. I'm watching Columbo. I'm watching the Blues Brothers, which I've probably watched it I don't know, 100 times in my life at least. Sometimes it's really amazing to think what those dudes did for blues music. I heard it said the other day, and I'm sure it's true. The Blues Brothers soundtrack is the best-selling blues record of all time. Best-selling blues record of all time. Imagine that. John Belushi is a shit singer. If you're really being technical about it. But of course the guy had mojo. And it's funny, just like my thing with William Shatner with this Columbo, which please watch that episode, season 6, episode 1. Just like I was transfixed with William Shatner, when I'm watching Blues Brothers, I can watch that entire movie and just study Dan Aykroyd. Just study what that guy is doing. What a performance. He is Elwood Blues. I mean, it's like a living, breathing. It's amazing. That movie is amazing. And what they did for some of the careers of these blues people is fabulous. Credit Union Guy 1 says, any wise guys dumped in the Fox? I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know firsthand of any. Goblin George, I'm sorry, did you say you bought an ambulance? Yes. Everyone should own an ambulance. Why did you buy an ambulance? It's a long story. I'll tell the story someday, but and I've said before, I try to be real careful because I am not here to glorify a life of crime, okay? I don't want to do that. That would be a big fail. So I'm walking kind of a tight line. I don't want to tell a bunch of mob stories, allegedly for entertainment purposes, and give any of you kids any goofy ideas. But let's just say this in terms of an ambulance. When you are trying to infiltrate a penthouse apartment with very good security, etc., you got to get creative. What's one of the ways to get let into a building, no questions asked, and to get let right up to a floor, no questions asked? It's to drive up in an ambulance with its lights flashing. I'll leave it at that. Someday I'll tell the story. But yeah, that was part of the Marshall Brodeen heist, which is a story that needs to be told someday. Just not today, especially not with 3 minutes left. Let's see what else is happening in the... Ale Guy says, watch the older Bronson films before they get banned. Are the Bronson films going to get banned? I actually watched an old Bronson film the other day. It was about a hitman. He was a hitman. What the hell was it called? And he sort of mentored that young kid. I mean, he's an old guy now. Why are the Bronson films being banned? Way of the Genticle asks, what watch are you wearing today? Same watch as yesterday. And it's funny. When I put it on this morning, I thought, I wonder if I'm going to get asked about this. And I was conscious of same watch as yesterday. This is the Citizens. And I thought, oh shit, here we go. I'm gonna, look boring, which I am a boring person. Life of Crime. Now I'm intrigued. Yes, JC4 Brew. First of all, subscribe to the podcast, Chicago Tony V like vegetable show, the Chicago Tony V show. That way you can listen when it's convenient to you. But if you go back and listen, you'll get little pieces of 8 minutes. I could have sworn I had like 3 minutes left. 8:3. I probably misread it. And also there's an FAQ section on the YouTube channel, which is Chicago Tony V like Victory, which a lot of the Insane Clown Posse kids are what did Vince call it? Downvoting. I'm getting downvoted by Insane Clown Posse fans. I'm sorry, kids. I was just joking. Holy Mother of Pizza, says Andy Richter. Now there's a comedy guy with jowls. I actually like Andy Richter. Am I thinking of the right guy? Credit Union Guy 1 says cheaper than a fire truck. Yes, it is cheaper. It turns out, here's one of the reasons ambulances are easy to buy. Who's in the market for a used ambulance? Well, I was at once. And it turns out you can get them for a song. And these things have, awesome engines. Diesel, 1 ton. I got a 1 ton ambulance sitting in my driveway now. 1 ton, diesel. The Power Stroke, the 7.3. The million mile motor. Big Mac Express says, hope all is well, old neighbor. Good seeing your broadcasts. Oh, Jesus. I think people are trolling me. I tried to be very careful that no one from my past would find me. That freaks me out. Big Mac Express, how did you find me? President Wolf says, a real pleasure to find you here through the ether. I'll watch that Columbo. Well, thank you. I'm glad you found me, too. And also, I want to mention, anyone that wants to reach out to this show, we have an email address, ChicagoTonyV like Victor at gmail.com. Any of you people who, I'm starting to see this now daily, people that claim to be from my past. Holy shit, I might need to shut her down quick. But if you would like to send me an email and prove to me that you're from my past, and then we could come up with some sort of deal, some sort of blackmail deal, so you will not out me to other people from my past, that would be great. So yeah, send me an email. We read the mailbag yesterday for the first time. And it was fun. Interesting questions. Shoot me an email. I've been getting a lot of emails, but they're not the kind of thing that I would read online, necessarily. Way of the Genticle says, I wear the same watch every day. Yeah, I get into ruts, It's like, it's weird how watches work. And then sometimes, I think what gets me into a different watch is I will finally hit a day where it's like, okay, the watch I want to wear, the watch I've been wearing, it just doesn't fit with whatever outfit I've put together. So then finally I switch over, and then I wear that watch for like a month straight. All right, I've lost my track. Credit Union Guy 1, hi Naperville. Oh, Big Mac Express. You're from Naperville, Big Mac Express, or you're in Naperville now? God, I'm getting nervous about all you people. I hope no one's found me. I tried to be very careful, right? Because I've got this alleged for entertainment purposes background. I had to flee Chicago 20 years ago because the kitchen was getting too hot. I couldn't stand the heat. I had to save myself. 4 minutes left. Funny thing about Naperville. What is the deal with Naperville? You can say to anyone on the planet, I'm from Naperville. Everyone knows Naperville. Why is that? How does that work? How does that work? I really mean that. Now, I grew up in Lisle, which is one town over. Terrific town. If you ever need some jewelry, the best jeweler in the state of Illinois is P. Martin Jewelers in downtown Lisle. Born. The guy was born greatness. No one knows Lisle. No one's ever heard of Lisle. Ever. You go one town over to Naperville. Everyone's heard of Naperville. How does that work? FDNYC says, don't know no Naperville. Where are you from? I'd be curious. I swear to God. Maybe people are just being nice and when I say I grew up next to Naperville. Maybe they're being nice when they say, oh, sure, yeah. Okay, get it. Where are you from? Because Goblin George, too. Where are you from, Goblin George? This made my day. 2 people that don't know Naperville, Illinois. I'm so excited. Brooklyn. Okay, that's why. There you go. The Midwest doesn't even exist to you people. Now I get it. I went to college with this girl from New York City who thought, I shit you not, she thought Chicago was a state. This is how little of a shit some East Coasters give about the Midwest. What do they say? Flyover state? Is that thing? Big Mac Express says 19 years, question mark. Does that mean how long ago did I leave? I think it was 21 years, really. I left in 2000, so maybe that's 20 full years and some change. KSM 2315 says, I know Naperville because I drive there sometimes for work. I live in Bloomington, Illinois, which, Bloomington, is that University of Illinois? Is that Bloomington? I think I've been through a donut shop in Bloomington, Illinois, sadly. So FDNYC has been to Chicago. Good. The pizza casserole sucks. I don't know what pizza casserole is. Would that be a calzone? Are you making a reference to deep dish? Are you making a jab against deep dish? Is that what you're doing? I have a video up on YouTube. The ChicagoTonyV is the channel where I do talk about deep dish versus New York style. And I'm on record saying, you know what? New York style wins in general. But I also list in that video the best pizza place on the planet. Best pizza place. And that's in West Chicago, Illinois. You'll have to go dig that video up to find it. But actually, there's Chicago Pizza Month is coming up in February. I'm so excited. And there's another one. So there's Pequod's Pizza, which gets lost in the shuffle. It's really terrific in the Chicago area. You know, a lot of the local joints, certainly pizza joints like Lou Malnati's, for example, when I was growing up, that was, Lou Malnati's was the shit, deep dish wise, if you wanted to go downtown and have an experience. Well, now they're like regional. They're like Portillo's, right? They're everywhere, which kind of sucks. But Pequod's is still local. And then the best pizza joint on the planet is local in West Chicago. You got to go there to get it. Snoo 4108 says, you're a classy looking guy. Thank you, sir. New York style rocks. Am I dressed in New York style? Is that what this is? I don't even know. I think of myself generally as having very little taste. JC4 Brew, I agree when you say they're both too different to compare. They are. It's like two totally different things. My beef with Chicago deep dish is it's too much. It's too heavy. It's too much. And I say that as a fat guy, right? I'm a card-carrying fat guy. I mean, it's sumo wrestlers, me, right beneath sumo wrestlers. I don't mean to put that picture in your mind. Pequods is great. Had it last time I was in Chicago. Yes, it is, isn't it? I was just the other day. I just started dreaming about Pequods. So next time I sneak into Chicago. I gotta go get it. You probably get a lot of hoes, said Snoo Sprouts 4558. 2.5 minutes left. You know, you would think so, but something I've learned about myself over time, sir, is that's not my style. That's not how I'm wired. I've never even cheated ever on anyone, nor will I ever. It's just how I'm wired. I don't know if you see that as cheating or not. If you're paying for it, I don't know. I got this affliction where I need to love the lady. It's a curse, maybe a blessing. I don't know. Let's see. I've been to Chicago once. Says Fancy Pan. Very good. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a while since I've been back. I lived in a credit union guy once says I lived in Queens for 10 years. The post mob group was by Tennis Center, housed in dozens of car repair places. I walked there once. You know, that car repair area out there, if it's the one that I think you're talking about, it is fascinating. And it kind of reminds me, like, there's an area in Chicago, Taylor Street used to have this fair kind of thing. What I love, you know, what this country needs, amongst other things, is entrepreneurialism, right? We need to just let people be entrepreneurs. Stop with all this regulation and shit. And who knows? Hopefully I've helped someone today. Hey, log on, hook up with the podcast, ChicagoTonyV show. Send me an email. I love communications. I'm talking into a camera. I would love to talk to you people. Someone get on the Vegas trip too. We got to get the Vegas thing going. And we got to get a cruise going. Someone get on that. And someone help me figure out how to get the Insane Clown Posse kids off my back. These kids are pissed off. Goodbye, Goblin. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Love you guys. Have a good one.